Alright there guys, and welcome back to a new video. You can see the title, and I wasn't actually going to talk about this, but I've decided that I will talk about it, and that's racism. Racism is pretty much the most talked about thing in the world right now, and especially in America, as last week George Floyd, a black man, was arrested by police and then was handcuffed and on the floor, with police officer Derek Chauvin resting his knee on George Floyd's neck for 9 minutes straight, which ended up killing him. And that put an end to a lot of black people in America's just watching this racism happen. That pushed them over the edge. So they started to do something about that, which was protest. Protest against the racist police. Now, originally, Derek Chauvin has had 15 different occasions where someone has complained about him, and it took till the 16th time before anything was actually done to him. So not only was he already a shady cop, but he literally murdered somebody in broad daylight. And you've probably seen the video of George Floyd saying, "I can't breathe." It's pretty horrific to watch, but I have seen it, and a lot of you probably have as well. And originally, Derek Chauvin was only charged with third-degree murder. Now, if you don't know what degree murder is, there's 3 types. There's first-degree murder, second-degree murder, and third. Number 3 is the least severe case that you can get, and number 1 is the most severe. Number 1 is a plan, an intent to kill someone that was planned out. Second-degree murder is an intent to kill but was not planned. And third degree is not intending to hurt someone but not intending to kill them. And originally, Derek Chauvin was only charged with third-degree murder after he was finally arrested a few days after the murder took place, which had a lot of black people angry in the first place because he should have been arrested. Well, the same day he killed George Floyd. But as of the day I'm recording this, which is 3 days before I'm uploading it, he has now been Derek Chauvin has now been classed with second-degree murder. So, intent to kill, but not planned. Meaning, he didn't plan on killing George Floyd, but from the video, you can see there's clear intent. And there is no motivation behind that other than racism. So that's led a lot of black people in America to start protesting, and a lot of it has been peaceful, but not all of it. And it didn't take very long until the protests turned into riots, and people have been destroying the insides of all sorts of stores and looting them stealing, breaking into stores and stealing things from them. Some stores aren't even being stolen from. People are literally just going into the stores to break things and then leave. No one is actually trying to loot some of these stores. They're just going in there to break things and then leave. Now, these riots are not the most helpful thing in the world, are they, if I'm honest? Because these riots, they're not really helping. Like, the black people that are participating in these riots, they're just making themselves look worse. That's not going to help them in any way. And who took part in the looting? YouTube's biggest bellend of all time, Jake Paul, was there. He participated in some looting. And as a lot of people have said, he was having his Logan Paul moment. This is basically Jake's version of the Suicide Forest video Logan made on January 1st, 2018. This is Jake Paul's version of that. How he's using these riots, A, to steal, and B, for content on his channel. But Jake Paul is the biggest bellend ever. That's not a secret, is it? But enough about that annoying twat. After these riots took place, people across the whole world started to talk about it. And that led to a movement that happened on Tuesday of this week called Blackout Tuesday, where people on social media would either post just a black void, essentially, as a picture, basically what your TV screen looks like when it's turned off. That's essentially what they posted. Just a black screen, a black void. Literally nothing. Hell, even what your phone screen looks like when it's turned off. That's what was posted. Or B, make their profile picture a black void or black screen, whatever you want to call it. Or C, do both. Now, a lot of you will have known about that and seen it. However, you probably also know that I did not take part in the in Blackout Tuesday. I didn't make a post of any sort on any social media about this Blackout Tuesday thing. And here's why I did not participate. I did not participate in Blackout Tuesday because posting a blank black image on social media isn't doing anything. Isn't really doing anything. Posting a black image on your social media accounts does not make black people in America feel any safer from racism. Just because you're supporting them doesn't make them feel safer. I've even seen a video of another black man being attacked by police, including a police dog that was there, and he was so afraid that he felt like if he moved, the cops would shoot him. But he had a dog attacking him, so he had to try and stay still while being attacked by a dog in fear of being shot by the police because of his skin colour. racism is an incredibly serious issue, and I've always held racism as a massively high issue. Racism should get the attention that homophobia and transphobia actually gets. Racism does not get enough attention. People don't look at racism enough and see the issues going on. If you want to talk about people being judged for their sexuality or gender identity, being judged for your skin colour is arguably even worse, because your skin colour is something that anyone can just see straight away. Like, your skin colour is something anyone at all can see, and all they have to do is look at you. They don't even need to hear you speak. All they need to do is look at you because it's your skin colour. But of course, as a white man, I have never experienced racism and likely never will. And I will never understand what black people have to deal with every single day. They have to live in fear of just leaving their house, that they could be attacked based on their skin colour. Now, I also live in fear every time I leave my house by myself, but that's for a completely different reason. But yeah, I did not participate in the Blackout Tuesday, a social media thing, because personally, I don't believe it's really made any sort of a difference. The message itself, yes, the message itself deserves to be talked about. The message being put over is Black Lives Matter, which they do. And don't bother trying to combat that by saying all lives matter. Of course all lives matter. But right now, Black Lives Matter the most. And something else that I want to talk about here is saying that if people who are not talking publicly about this are part of the problem, I think that's wrong. So if you're being vocal about it, then that's fine. Be vocal, but don't try and make other people feel bad just because they're not doing the same thing as you. Just because you're not vocal about it does not mean you don't care. People can care, but they may not want to be vocal about it. I just feel like you're just at it by saying that people that don't talk about it are part of the problem. I just think that's wrong. You're just adding more hatred that doesn't need to be there added. Focus on support instead of focusing on making other people feel bad because they're not being vocal. Focus that energy on being vocal yourself about supporting the Black Lives Matter movement, and don't stop worrying about what everyone else is doing. As I said, I wasn't actually even going to make a video about this topic, but it's gotten so big that I feel like I should do my part and help. Despite having such a tiny and insignificant subscriber count of less than 100, I just wanted to make this video just like everyone else, just like so many other people, in support of the Black Lives Matter movement, as it's an incredibly important movement. And even though I live in the UK and I'm from the UK, and this is an American issue at the core, because there is racism in everywhere in the world, but at the core of this racism issue is America. So many people are using these riots as a way to slander Donald Trump. I get it. He's a hated he's one of the most hated, if not the most hated president in America, out of all 45 presidents of America. Donald Trump is hated by so many people. The liberals absolutely despise him. But why are you using this? Why are you using these riots to attack the president, to slander and attack the president, when you could be focusing your energy on supporting the Black Lives Matter movement, instead of just fueling more hatred that isn't benefiting anyone? Like, I get it. Donald Trump is the most hated president. He hasn't done the best job out of the American presidents, but I don't think he's done the worst job ever either. And what a lot of people are seeming to forget is Donald Trump has the presidential election in about 5 months' time, in November, to worry about, where he will be facing off likely against Joe Biden. And you also need to, a lot of these people also need to realise that the coronavirus pandemic, it hasn't ended. It is still happening. Donald Trump has to worry about that as well. I get it, he's not doing as much as he could, but is attacking the president really helping anyone? Because I don't believe it is helping. So many people, mostly pretty much all the liberals in America, want Trump gone from being president in 2020. So they're going to have to hope Joe Biden wins the election on the 3rd of November. But I think Donald Trump is going to win again. Simply because the person he's against isn't a good candidate. As back in 2016, Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party together rigged their own election to make sure Hillary was the one facing off against Donald Trump and not Bernie Sanders. Because, let's be honest, Bernie Sanders would probably beat Trump back in 2016, and yet again, Bernie Sanders tries again to be the one that faces off against Trump, and again, the Liberals have chosen someone else in Joe Biden. But yeah, that's gonna be it. People are still going to attack Donald Trump anyway, but I just wanted to mention that. But the core of this video is Black Lives Matter more than anyone else's right now. Black Lives don't matter more than anyone else's all the time, but right now they do. So this is my video in support of the Black Lives Matter movement, but I still stand by my decision of not participating in the Blackout Tuesday movement on Tuesday. I still stand by my decision of not participating, and I feel like you should use your energy on supporting the black people in America and fighting for justice, rather than telling people who are not being vocal that they're bad people and that they're part of the problem. because it's just not necessary. You don't need to do that. You're just fueling more hatred when hatred is the thing you're trying to stop. Because racism and hatred go hand in hand. But yeah, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, follow me on my social medias, and until next time guys, catch you later.